Hey folks, Washington County boy here. Today I wanted to share with you one of my favorite my favorite firearm. It's a Winchester Model 67. It's chambered in 22 short, 22 long, and 22 long rifle. Model 67s were produced by Winchester 1934 to 1963. Let me show you mine, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story with it and why it's so special to me. So it's a bolt action, single shot, 22. Probably was many a young boy's first rifle, as it was for me, which is why this rifle is so special to me. In the 70s and 80s, my grandfather owned a gun shop. I was born in 78, and the day I was born, this is the rifle that my grandfather gave to me. Now, growing up, this was the first rifle that I shot. I shot it a lot, especially as a youngster. But I didn't really know anything about it. I knew it was a single shot 22, and I shot it. That's it. As I became a teenager, I got into hunting and other things. This thing kind of found its way to the back of the gun safe. Sad to say, and a little disappointed in myself that I really didn't take care of it the way I should. There's a lot of young people do. Wasn't cleaned, it wasn't prepared, it wasn't stored correctly. It wasn't until recently, the last couple of years, when I started getting back into firearms as a hobby and shooting as a hobby. I'd always been around firearms for hunting, my shotgun, my deer rifle, and my duty pistols for work, things like that. But as far as a hobby, just recently. So I dug this back out from my parents' house and started looking at it. So I wanted to date it, and I found no serial number, which, didn't really necessarily surprise me, because a lot of firearms back then didn't need them. But I just had always figured that, my grandfather took a brand new rifle off a shelf and gave it to my dad. I really had no other story. That's kind of what I always thought happened. So I started digging a little deeper, and I found out that as far as what I can tell, now guys, if you're a Model 67 expert out there, please help me. I'd love to know as much of this as I can, but from what I can tell, I believe this is a very, very early model. They started making them in 34, but from what I've read is these finger grooves on the stock, they stopped doing those in late 35. So this would be from 34 or 35. Also, the takedown screw right here, they made the stock bigger, and that was flush starting, I think, 37. So as far as I can tell, this is a 34 or 35 rifle. Everything seems to be complete. Everything seems to match from what all the markings and stuff from what I can find on the internet. Now again, please guys, help me out. If you know something or see something that I don't, then please let me know. So as you can see, it's a little bit rough. I used it a lot, and like I said, didn't really take care of it. I've got some finish issues there on the bolt, as you can see, probably, maybe. But I'm still shooting it now. I've been shooting it not a lot, but quite a bit. My kids have just now got to the age where we started shooting firearms. So this was the first rifle that my daughter and my son had both fired. So pretty special. It's not worth a lot of money, but it's invaluable to me. So let's take a couple shots with it, guys. We didn't drag it out here to the range just to look at it. So join me for a few shots, and we'll see what she does. Hold tight, guys. Okay, guys. I invite you along. Glad you stuck around. I invite you along I'll take a few shots. I'm not going to keep you here all day while I load and load and load. But yeah, thanks for sticking with me. Let's take a few shots and see how we do. That front sight is so hard to see. I remember it when I was young, but you know, I guess it was a good way to train. But yeah, that is so hard to pick up. Let's keep going. You know, there's just something special about 22, number one. And number two, shooting a single shot 22 rifle is just that much more special. I don't know if it's the nostalgia for me or what, but you know, everybody knows 22 is just fun. But this rifle for me now, it slows me down. I'm not shooting several rounds in a short period of time. I can really just kind of slow down, enjoy. So it's really something special, guys. And nothing's better than taking out 2 liters and 12 ounces with a 22. I didn't have any cans with me. Those are a lot of fun too. I think I missed. I missed again. Okay guys, I'm not gonna keep you here. What I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reset up. I'm gonna take a couple slow motion targets being hit, because who doesn't love that? I mean, yeah, everybody loves 2 liters, 12 ounces, things being hit in slow-mo. So I'm gonna set that up, do that, and that'll be at the end of the little video here. So we'll get that set up for you. Yeah guys, like I said, love this rifle. I wish I had gotten into the collection and shooting as a hobby sooner than I did, while my grandfather was still alive. It would have been nice to ask him the story behind this. I'm sure it probably was just a trade-in or something that he had in his shop and that he gave to me, but who knows? I mean, maybe it was his you know, teenage rifle. I don't know. But it's special nonetheless, guys. And thanks for joining me. We'll finish up with some slow-mo shots.